Utopian Chronicles. So the story of Utopian Chronicles takes place years after Angelica was established. My son and me are married, and there's peace. But a barbarian warlord named LaFleur and his forces, who were conquering many galaxies, saw that the planet was blown up from a telecon. I was curious. A great power and energy is in this world. And he had an advisor named KGM Bean, who would be known as the greatest rival to my family and particularly my son. And so he came to the planet, started waging war, and my forces had to, fight against them and all that good stuff. Right? Colonel was defeated by my son's hand. And KGM Bean was on the run. And KGM Bean was the type of man that was evil and he wanted power for himself. And he heard rumors that this planet might have the great legendary great power, which is a summary of all the great powers in all the known universes. And it was said that this might have been the third universe, a session of two. But KGM Bean was defeated, and instead of slaying him, my son spared him and said, "You will see, you will live to see by my way of governing, of utopia, of equality for all and equity for all is the way to go." And so he imprisoned him. And while before the celebration parade with KGM Bean and all the prisoners on the streets in the capital city of Angelica, right after King Carl process reigning on Angelica, Seizuki reached out to him and said, "I heard your research. Remember, if I help you, I get the stage, I will set the stage and free you from your prison." KGM Bean said, "Why are you helping me?" He said, "I want to restore Sudamatran, but my lord is filled with this utopian crap." And KGM Bean saw someone that he could rely on and said, "Okay, you free me, and I will surely reach the great power for you." And so the plan was hatched. So for his part, Suzuki asked his lord one last time if he was going to revive Tsunamatsu. And Kojin said, "There's no need. Tsunamatsu is not needed. Utopia is here to stay." And so Suzuki got mad. He stormed the castle himself, killed officers, and killed his law college, and took his weapon. And Suzuki paid off like there was an assassin that slayed him, and that there were still enemies rolling about. And so Moron and Grayton were on the investigation of this strange mystery. And Suzuki took the reins of the college and country, right? And things were peaceful, and then suddenly KGM Bean escaped. And so people think it's KGM Bean, he was looking for KGM Bean. And KGM Bean got some men and found this mysterious mountain, Mount Sumanchan, where the great power was to be. And this time, me and Nia, who was like pregnant with my child, who would later be known as Diana LaFleur, but Diana LaFleur wasn't born in this universe, was there. We was fighting the castle, trying to stop KGM Bean. And my forces also tried to stop KGM Bean too. And Suzuki and his forces were standing there. A trooper asked, "Serious system?" And Suzuki said no. He just said, "Sit back, we'll watch the show." And then KGM Bean reached the great power before me. And he said, "See, LaFleur, this is why you need to kill your enemies when you have them cornered." And then he touched the great power, and suddenly a great surge of energy which crossed the planet and across the universe. KGM Bean was solidified himself as a god. And then he took my wife and threw her over the ledge. He took my wife and slain her with his sword. And then my son, he took my son's wife and slain her with his sword. And then my son, raced down and tried to kill him, right? With his spear, but his spear was knocking his hand, and KGM Bean grabbed him like this and held his neck over the ledge and said, "Oh, I will show you how I will rule if you survive this." And he dropped my son down, and he was dead. KGM Bean then left Utopia and scattered upon the universe. Seizuki, months later, took the reins as leader of Utopia, as their lords were dead, and Moro on a great time reluctantly agreed, since Izuki was the highest official. The Great Khan suspected something. They said Izuki was up to no good. Oh, how right he will be. And then, out in the universe, Agent Bean, with all the governors and governesses and his main two cohort brothers, set a magnificent castle in the center of the universe, where he laughed happily, with the great powers beside him. Now that the entire universe was now his, and there is no power in the universe that could possibly stop him now.